welcome back to the channel, and we're going to look at another of the stadium design courses. This one's by Sandgroper, whose name has been cruelly given the Ryan McConnell treatment and filtered. So we are going to go for Horseshoe Valley Stadium. Now, as ever, I'm going to try and put winds on medium, and we just set a direction purely so that it doesn't go crazy. And then we're going to dive in and give this one a go. So yeah, not sure how many of these I will do this morning. Definitely one, maybe two. We'll see. But I'll definitely get some more done tonight. So, just realised the music may have still been going. Oh well, if so, it is royalty free, so it should be fine. Okay, so zooming up and around, we have a very nice car park. We've started in this corner of kind of the and also put some water bodies in place, which fits nicely. And we have a bit of a kind of wide burn. Fairway going into the steps, which I'm less fond of. Solitary person over there. So those of you who don't know, Sandgroper is an absolute legend who does playthroughs of just about every single course that gets published on the forums, which is amazing. He's a true, a complete legend for doing that because it's a pretty thankless task. So it's nice to be able to play one of his courses. Looking at this, he's done some interesting stuff with fairway going dead into retaining walls and then into the water. As we've seen with this seems to have been a common feature for stadium courses, is that we're doing fairway into water, and it's tricky to manage in this game, both playability-wise and looks-wise. This is done pretty well. I like the way this kind of this wall curves in as well. There's some good technical stuff on display here. We've got nice bunker strings and a kind of boreal sort of atmosphere as well. Some houses down that side. A huge amount of stands over there. Oh, let's give this one a go. Okay, so we have out of bounds off the right on the first, but we're kind of headed over this way anyway. So I think I would play here in any case. See how tempo is this morning. Tempo is not good this morning. We may find the other fairway, because that's going to kick me way left. Result. So I think that's probably been kinder treated than it could have been. There we are. That's a bit of a better swing. Might even funnel a little closer because this green had some slightly helping slopes. Cool. I think in terms of little bits of critiques, I would say the sculpting around here could be a little bit neater. I'm not worried about the bit of auto-gen grass. You can drop this and then flatten out, and it would have a. Because at the moment, shots either stay up here if they just miss, or they just all fall down to here. You can just have a wider spectrum of outcomes if you sculpt it a little bit differently. I did not check the green speed. That might just go racing past. It's not too far. What are we at? 1.45. Oh, so pretty close to defaults. Pop that in, and off we go. Stream Elements has just given us the same notification. This is all fine. I like the little picket fence and feeling close to the edge. Plot. Okay, so we have clearly defined little wings on this one. It's definitely got the amphitheater effect of all the one thing that Dario really liked was people being able to view the holes. This one really captures that. 166 up 22, somewhere around about here. Probably a little sculpting work on those bunkers might be needed just to bring them down a touch. A little less aggressive. Come on, feedback. I like that didn't have a backstop actually, because it meant that you had to actually hit the number. And you had to really take on that false front. If there was a backstop behind it, you wouldn't have to take that on so much. Yeah, I think the bunker's just getting just a little close to our light rough, so maybe start your bunker around here, make it a little bit smaller, and have that way you'll get more of a lip. There we go. Okay, made a pot. So far, even. Alrighty, here we have drop zones. I see. I don't think you need this, the drop zone, because like if people are going over here, kind of on them. Hey Jamie. Big cluster of bunkers here. I might just look at varying the shapes and sizes rather than have the one single shape. Let's go. I like the sightline of the T. We've gone in. This is fine. They're generally pretty nicely sculpted. Like it's not easy to do bunker stacks and be able to see all of them. As a par 5, we're definitely not going for this. And yeah, I think like this could you could allow people to run it through here a little more and soften this slope. As it happens, we're just hacking out. Ooh. Green maybe a touch on the big side. Same with the fairway around it. I think sculpting and scaling, like they're things that you just get with loads of practice. It will come. But the sightline's nice. And the technical work and patience is clearly there. Ah, it's a rubbish. At least there was all that fairway to hit into. And I like the big stand backdrop here. Loads of stand, all the stands. This is a sandgroper course, which is great because I don't know if I've played any of his before. It's nice to have one, given how much he puts into playing other people's courses. Again, like the sightline with the bunkers, like that bit you've done really, really well with. This third bunker is probably struggling for on this side, is struggling for sculpting a little bit. This one could be lowered just a bit down here as well. This one's pretty good. This is the perils when you start lining up loads of bunkers. But strategically, the further we play towards these ones, and then these ones are like if you cheat the corner a little bit more. Better angle for going down the outside. All right. Yeah, I like this whole design a lot. Still think the green is probably a little on the big side, and like technically you can see where the land is blending in. That's so difficult to get right and requires more patience than it's worth, probably. Pretty flat lie. Not a bad shot. Sit now. Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, like I'm enjoying the environment. I think you can tell the autogem planting. Like just flesh out around it with some bushes and things. Be nice. There we go. I'm glad that the shot feedback meter thing decided to go off for that one because I'm pretty sure I shoved that putt dreadfully. This is another one where you can kind of tell that the retaining wall stuff has dictated the rest of this hole because it's really flat here, which means that we have to do an awful lot of land movement like here downwards. You can see how that shows with this bit, and it's totally because of the retaining wall forcing that. So like, yeah, I think we can smooth it a bit more, but ultimately that's the reason. Bit of a narrow sort of concept. I might just like lower this bit of land would help a lot. Again, sight lines off the tee have been good. Straight into one of those bunkers. Yeah. Not a 7-iron. And definitely not a punch. Where on earth am I? That is the shot. That is not the shot. But yeah, the plan is to try to get through definitely this one, maybe two this morning, and if not, I'll definitely get some more tonight. Well, we've salvaged another part. I do like the environment. I like it feels like a Parkland course, and lighting's doing this one a lot of favours. I like that you've routed holes up and over ridges and hills and things, and they make sense within the landforms. Like this has worked nicely. I don't know whether you went about it as in building these hills first or went around them up afterwards, but I think it's good. This looks like a good hole. I like this one. You can see that as we go kind of further down and to the right, we're then taking on that big bunker string. I would just, every time you press L2 here for me, you start seeing where the bunker string starts. So you can see here, I want to see all of that from here. That kind of gives me an idea of what I'm sculpting. This tee box is in danger. This is maybe slightly problematic. Cut something in. Oh, not like that. Oh no, we've gone over everything. Get off that. Yeah, just the sculpting of some of the individual bunkers. When you go big strings, it's really hard because you have to gradually raise everything and lower little bits, and just your margin for error gets a lot smaller. That's why when it gets to like this bunker, it's kind of not quite. The back one's probably the worst of them. Pop a little bit of spin on. That's done just nicely. I should also stress I have no ideal difficulty in mind really for this. It's more just could you see it hosting an event? Okay, so we've gone drivable over the stand. This is a decision I'm not totally sure I'm comfortable with. We're just going to smash it into a tree, aren't we? Oh no. Hey, we went over it. Yeah, I'd rather this stand was not there. I'd feel a lot better if this were all trees than just like hit direct, take dead aim at these people. I don't hate the concept of hit over something, it's just not necessarily a stand there. The tempo thing's gone missing again. So you couldn't see how badly that tempo went. Um, I really like the simple grass planting. I think you could have mixed in another couple of colours and bushes, and that would have made a huge difference. Like potentially a tree here, it's bushes, just breaks it up. But I like the way you have planted into there. Yeah, I think that's true as well. Yeah, I'm not really diving into stuff that much for this one. Okay, and then this, you can see how sculpting here has impacted the sculpting here because this looks awkward, but it's awkward because you want to show off this bunker and you want to keep this high for here. And so that's one way you just need to make a big change to one of these two holes, either lower the whole of this green site or raise the whole of this one, I would say. And yeah, I think it is. Like when it comes to nitty gritty of separating people, yeah, we're looking at those sorts of things with viewer experience. Maybe. Go on, keep turning in. There's a backstop there of sorts. Just haven't played that as well as I might have liked. These bunkers seem very different to the others, I would say, as well. Not in a dislike way. Although I think if you're going to have kind of little protrusions or fingers, it's better to have them on the top than the bottom. Just generally, it works better and is easier. Oh. Again, the tempo meter has disappeared, which has saved my blushes. That was probably a very fast. I'm playing badly and still very under par. Oh, I like the sideline here. This is just really clean and simple, and I like this stuff. This hole is not trying to do very much, but it gives you a really big open view. There's just enough amounts of space. Like the lighting really helps as well. Favorite hole so far in terms of the view, and the sidelines have been good anyway. A little reminiscent of the first at St Andrews. I'm just going to play a 5-wood down there and have a wedge in. And I like that there's a lot of options. I might have considered digging. So your bunkers often, I would say, are off the sides rather than necessarily impacting the fairway. Like, could you dig it in a little bit more to make us make a choice? Yeah, you could do. Like, you could do, I think, just a bunker somewhere else to yeah. Hey, fish. Right. I think all of it's a choice. Like, I am fine for just allowing people to play shots. Like sometimes having no clear, like bunkers can sometimes define where you're going. So sometimes having none of them makes it harder, decision wise. You do realize this is not my course. This is just me playing other people's courses, just to be clear. Um, all right. And this one, oh, interesting. How do we get over? Oh, so we walk around. You hit down here and then hit across. The further down you get, the better of an angle you get. Oh. Don't worry, buddy. So I like that it kind of funnels us down to a flatter part. I think again, you probably just want to make people think a bit more about bombing driver. So these bunkers all came in for 3 wood or 5 wood, and they work nice from a framing point of view. But ultimately, I'm just hitting driver straight every day. Like I think you can challenge that a little bit more. My view is always like I want people with the longest drivers to have to really think about it because they get so much of an advantage in this game. Anyone who has to lay back a little bit more, they have a tougher approach shot by distance, but they maybe don't always have to take on as much of the trouble. That's my personal philosophy. Like the look of this one. Oh, if we had OB, yeah, we do. I'm kind of glad that you didn't drag this. Like, it would be very tempting to just put the fairway all the way down here and tempt people to smash it out of bounds. I'm glad you didn't do that. More realistic. I think I would have had the fairway come a bit further over here, so you can say to people, well, you can play this side of the fairway, but if you really hook it, then you're out. Because again, I'm probably just kind of hitting driver. Oh, maybe not driver. I'm hitting 3 wood down the middle. You could go driver. I don't think you need to. I like the idea of this bunker. It's just a little too big. And could use sculpting up because I think you had this bunker and you weren't able to see the base of the flag because this was up a bit more. I think that would look really, really good. I like where it's placed. And I like the green. Lots of good going on. Go on. Pop in. Tried. It tried. Out there, maybe. E. 5 under. This does not happen often. I'm really enjoying the round. I think scaling and sizing are probably the big things. Like a lot of the greens just feel a bit too big, but I like the way they fill the space. And bunker shaping, I don't really feel like we've had a cohesive style. Like in the last, we had some really big crawling ones. Now we're kind of back to almost Shinnecock style, like little pits. We had some ones with fingers on them a while back. I think just pick a style and go with it. Generally, you can blend. That's terrible. You can blend. Like courses like Old Barnwell have started doing that really nice. We want to go for the 68% shot or so. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? Yeah, could have been worse. Nice. Okay. I like that we're back into more tree-lined areas now. These are probably a little bit too steep and a bit too big because you're never, I don't think you're really ever laying up. I would like this fairway to be a bit more usable than it is as well, and it's because of the height change between those bunkers that this now becomes unusable because of how deep the thing is. And I am forced to lay up as well. Am I? Feel like this is fairly obvious play, unfortunately. Just always be really careful doglegging one hole around another. Yeah. Because I know that's not how you should play the hole, but that's how I think a lot of people will play it if you take, like, the risk is always if you take away a tee shot completely, you've got to be very careful you're not leaving open a different one, especially when this is on the bird's eye view. As the crow flies is what I'm looking for. Like, you would always play down here and you would shorten the hole. I like what we're doing with some of the bunkers and sculpting them up as well. Like, some interesting stuff. Of course, has been interesting. Which for me is the number one. Ooh. We go. I'll turn. Knew I'd pushed it. Pulled it even. Okay, dead back into the sun. This one is a Matt F hole special of is the bunkers cut the corner. I like the green side and I like that you've not put it directly on the water. That's a lot of retaining wall. That's said corner. There we go. I think different, maybe even a different colour of grass, like the yellowy sort of grass, I think could have worked even better. But then I always do like that. Sit. Yeah, not my best. We're up there. Yeah. Paid the price for a bad wedge shot. Yeah, well. I'm enjoying this. This is okay. Now we're playing around. I have enjoyed this course the most when you've gone through the hilly terrain and kind of worked with that. Oh, and we're coming back to that side of all of the features. Okay. I think for this one, I like that I can run out of fairway and it's making me think about that. It's going to hit. Little punchy driver. Hopefully doesn't run out. Yeah. So that mound has made me a little bit more blind over these bunkers, and I've given myself no angle to work with. Terrible decision. Didn't really look ahead. Sit hard. Never going to happen. I like that we've gone for a flat front back green. We haven't really tried that yet. That's nice to have something different. And you have easier pins and definitely tougher ones on the green. Three more to go. I would say we kind of with all three of these bunkers, I think two of them you don't need. This one's just stopping balls going into the water. And like, give us more space out here to play away from it and then let the ball go in. Same with that one. I think you just don't need them really. I wonder if we can take it over that bunker. We're getting in that bunker. This is fine. I didn't think I'd reach that. We got a decent angle. Pretty good lie. I'll bounce on. There we go. Now sit. Here's a bunker shot. Just hold your line. That was a terrible putt. I don't understand why none of the shot feedback is showing. But oh well. This is cool. Because this is, you would typically expect this for a long approach, this sort of a green site. I like it. Simple. A cool take on like the little stadium Scottsdale sort of amphitheatre hole. Oh, definitely got the stadium vibe going. And then our closing long par 5, 609. Yeah, it's an intimidating tee shot. I love that we can see all the way down the right hand side of this hole and where this fairway is going. Looks great. Should be all right. Oh, just off. That's all right. I think I can reach. Oh yeah. Oh, we could definitely reach. I didn't need to loft up. Please get off the green. Oh no. Well, eh, could go anywhere. My money's on way past. Way past. Yeah, that was deserved. Cool amphitheatre finish. Yeah, I think that was deserved, broadly speaking. All right, I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I think the stadium course aspect was like totally there in terms of the amphitheatre, greens, etc. And like you clearly really thought about crowd placement, which I would say stands out about this one. I think there's some bits on sculpting and sizing that are worth looking at. Um, yeah, just broadly speaking, enjoyed it and like would remember lots of the holes. So yeah, thank you for the publish. I'm only back in probably this evening now. So I'll get another couple done then. But I wanted to squeeze one in.